Well, we are not done just yet. We'll now switch and just get to talk about something else which has been in the news. It has to do with the 4.2 million pounds recovered loot. The James Ibori recovered loots, former governor of Delta State. There are also even controversies as to, is it even 4.2 million pounds or 6.2 million pounds? We need to get your perspective on this very quickly. But let's begin now with Ambrose Ibuke in Enugu. Ambrose, which side of the divide do you stand about this recovered loot? I mean, 4.2, 6.2, but let's even leave it at 4.2. Where do you stand? Should the monies be returned to the state government? Should it be for the federal government? Because a lot of persons have laid their voices on this about where or who is entitled to this recovered loot. Isn't it amazing we're struggling for loot?
We're struggling for loot to be relooted. It's very funny, the arguments that have been presented. When this case was going on, when the federal government was trying to, prosecute the man in the UK, part of the trial and the things that were going on in court was that the Delta State government came up to say that we cannot say that money is missing. We don't have any money missing. This man did not steal money from us. And that was, things that said in court. That we didn't tell you that our money is missing. We had newspaper report to say that it was witch hunting. There were just people who hated the man, and therefore it was the illustrious son and all that. But intractable evidence shows that the money was traced and it was, located to the man, and that this money was from Delta State government coffers. But Delta State denied it and said no. So from then on, Delta State has removed his ownership rights to that money. Then the other things that came is also the fact that when the money was now going on and when the trial was not going on, to say, finally, I read some submissions that at a point, since the people who were supposed to own the money denied the ownership of the money was forfeited to the government of the United Kingdom. And that's what the court ordered, and that's how the trial ended. Now, through diplomatic back channel or through whatever means or through some international conventions, or will I say benevolence, whatever language you may use, the UK government said, this is not the total money with them. They brought out 4.2 million pounds from the total money that was confiscated and said, okay, the federal government of Nigeria, you need funding for some projects. They identified 3 projects that, was needed. One of them, I think, is Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And some other routes, like 3 of them in Nigeria, and said, we are giving you this money that was recovered from the looted fund in your country. Take this. These are the roads we want you to intervene. That is why we are giving you this money. So it is not even the federal government that is determining the roads or the intervention site. It is the people who are giving the money. So this money is like they are giving you as a gift, as a donation, but tied with conditions that this donation, this money we are returning to you must be used XYZ for social purpose. Now, for somebody, for Delta State to come to say they want to claim that money it doesn't add up, because the same Delta government has gone to say in court when the trial was going on that they are not the owners of the money. Therefore, I stand with the side that says the monies that were returned that the court has given to United Kingdom government, they are telling us where they want it to, the intervention site they want it to do. So we should just go ahead. We don't even have the right to say we won't use it in what they told us to use it for.
Thank you so much for your views. All right, I'm sure we have Kabri back in Ibadan, the Yosef capital. Akíngbolu, what do you make about what is playing out? The British High Commissioner says ill-gotten money is not welcomed in the UK. But the Minister of Justice here in Nigeria, Abubakar Malami, says it is welcomed, of course, for the federal government. The Delta State government says no, it is welcomed in Delta State.
I agree with my learned friend, the last speaker, to a very great large extent, because you see, there is what they call in law estoppel. It's in Section 169 of the Evidence Act. That when you make a representation to another party, when one party makes a representation to the other party, and that party acted on it by believing in what you represented to him, then the other party will make such representation will be stopped from raising that issue again that is not what he held out. Now, just like my little friend has said, when you talk about stealing, let's go a bit elementary now. In stealing or theft under the penal code, stealing under the criminal code, before you can say somebody has stolen, the property must be capable of being stolen. 1, 2, the property must be owned. Now, the property now, they have said the people who are supposed to be the owner denied ownership. So where does it go? And under the law, once you cannot, once the origin of a particular money is doubtful, you have to forfeit the such money to the state. And this is what has played out here. Ordinarily, the money belongs to Delta State government without much ado. But with some other complexity or things that have happened, there is no how they will in good conscience be able to say, we want to claim this money again. Because government is a continuum. It's a continuous thing. What they have done, they cannot take back their vomit. They can't swallow back their vomit and say, no, we didn't say so. You have said it's your illustrious son. It's not a thief. You're only blackmailing him. He's a great son of the land. When he even came back to honor him with a different title. Now you want to say such person, you are not saying, somebody you say is not a thief, is not the one that stole the money. How did you now want to say you want to claim the money back? I think on that point, the government will be right to use it from the point of view that there were certain specific projects that are to be, that are to be executed with the money. I think there is nothing better the government can do.
All right, Kabir, thank you so much for your thoughts. We'll see if we can check in with you just before the end of the program again. But gentlemen here in the studio, Victor and Ayo, the other concerns about this particular recovered loot is the fact that some persons have said about $600 million Bacha loot was also earmarked for the same project that the federal government is also now claiming they also want to spend this 4.2 million pounds on. Isn't that a concern for you, Victor?
No, beside that concern, what Mr. Ibori and Mr. Akimbolu said now, I think I disagree with them. Because in the first place, I don't think Nigeria is a sovereign state. Britain should not dictate to us how we are going to use our money. That's first. And secondly, the way they put it, the money that Delta State claimed that was not lost then was $50 million that Ribadu claimed that Ibori bribed me with. It was when Uduagan was governor, then Emmanuel Uduagan. Now, when Obasanjo was there, Alamisia, the former governor of Delta State, and Dario, who is still serving jail term now, of Plateau, where
Alamisia was governor of Bayelsa.
Bayelsa, yes. Yeah. Dario, Plateau, they were removed, they were tried. Their loot were returned to Nigeria. There are people then from both Plateau and Bayelsa claim that their illustrious sons were being witch-hunted. And the money was returned to, the Plateau money was returned to Plateau, that of Bayelsa was returned to Bayelsa. It was not taken over by Nigerian government for a project. I don't think what is good for the goose is good for the gander. The money belongs to the people of Delta State. The money should go to Delta State, not use Lagos, Ibadan, not the other project that they are mentioning. I don't think the Britain should come and dictate to us. In fact, they still have another in excess of 100 million pounds. Ibori loot that they are here to recover. Yes, to recover.
Well, such a very strong man, James Ibori.
I quite agree with Victor. That money is tagged the Ibori loot. So we are
In fact, the report says especially the friends and families of Ibori. So I wonder why I'm not one of his family or relatives right now.
Ibori was the governor of Delta. I mean, so if the money does not belong to Delta State, so why target Ibori loot? That's number one. First place. The secondly, why is federal government bent on trying to get this money and say it belongs to us? The Abacha loot, you've not accounted for what you use the money for. No, remember at point in time, it was alleged that the president of this said Abacha did not steal. Point in time.
Yeah.
But the Abacha loot, the money were recovered. So why did federal government take that money if truly the present head of state, president, they did not believe that Abacha stole?
All right. Now we have to round off now, but let's see if we can quickly get the thoughts of Ambrose. Ambrose, in 60 seconds or less, I'm a bit worried. If the family and friends of James Ibori, former governor of Delta State, could cut away with 4.2 million pounds, reports even say 6.2 million pounds. Are you bothered what could be playing out right now with the number of politicians we have in Nigeria and the friends and caliber of family members they have around them? In 60 seconds or less, please, if you may.
Of emotions, and just because something happened for somebody in the local does not mean it happens. And I can't remember Plateau and Bayelsa State saying that the money does not belong to us. They may say that the governors, ex-governors were in their lost some, but they didn't say the money did not belong to us. There, because it played out in court, this money we are talking about has been forfeited to the United Kingdom government. Therefore, it does not even belong to Delta State or federal government anymore. But they now donated to us. Of course, the money belongs to Delta State government, but Delta State government has said that it doesn't belong to us during the trial. Therefore, it's not the same thing. So emotions, we have to look at it dispassionately. It's not a matter of emotion, a matter of natural justice. It's a matter of what has transpired in the law court, and therefore, you cannot just come and claim what you said was not your own anymore. Then, Nigerians are Nigerians. Whatever we permit in our society is what
you can also get the concluding thoughts from Kabir too in Ibadan. Kabir, just 60 seconds or less, Kimboli, if you may. How concerned are you about the family and friends of James Ibori making away with 4.2 million pounds?
Yeah, you see, it shows the level of corruption in the society, and unfortunately, this present government rode on the horse of saying we want to wipe the society clean of corruption, but what we have today is a corruption even times 10 of what has been. By the time this government will leave, you will see more corruption than in the past administration. It is better that those friends of the body and the like, in a good line or in a Senate line, they should have been brought to book by now. I will expect a serious EFCC now to call such people to power, and they should not allow them to escape justice, because Nigeria, they are watching. Nigerians are watching.
Right, thank you so much, Kabir, for that thoughts of yours. But gentlemen here in the studios, maybe in 20-30 seconds or less, what are the lessons learned in all of this? Let me begin with you. Just what are the lessons? What lessons can we learn now?
Well, the lesson we can learn is whatever you do, there's always a repercussion for it. The minimum wage also taught us that there's need for restructuring. We've been clamoring for it, restructuring. There's need for restructuring so that we can get this thing right. Then the issue of the fuel pump price. There's need for Labour NLC to continue to dialogue, discussion with federal government, so that this problem will be solved once and for all.
All right, thank you so much. Victor, your concluding thoughts.
Well, I think we need to be more participatory in the politics. We need to hold our leaders accountable, and we need to follow the process, because I think we seem to be too docile over the years. We allow them to do whatever they like. I think the time has come for us to now follow the process.